Welcome everyone to the Age of Empires Spring Championship. We are currently in the semi-finals, round of 4. And we have the first semi-finals right now, which is going to be Blackstar versus Nagayumi. And this is going to be for sure a very entertaining, exciting and interesting matchup. A little bit of an introduction for both of these players to you guys who perhaps not... I think most of you know Blackstar, most of you probably know Nagayumi as well. Nagayumi is one of the better players of ESO from the last years for sure. Definitely one of the best players from the ESO community in the Japanese part for sure. And then he also participated in several tournaments before, like PK and I believe also some other Nila tournaments. And of course Asian tournaments as well. So he's definitely a good player, and I'm curious to see what he will come up with to try to beat Blackstar, of course. On the other hand, we have Blackstar here, who has also been a very good player recently. He has been around for I think a couple of years now, actually, if I might say so. It's an interesting story with Blackstar. I met him a long time ago, like 4 years ago, and helped him a little bit, trained him a little bit, and up to a point where he became really good. But he was very skillful himself, resourceful, and of course dedicated, and that way he became even better. And now he's actually at a point where he is one of the best 1v1 players currently out there. So let's see what he has up his sleeve to beat Nagayumi here. It is a best of 9. I will update the scoreboard in a second, by the way, guys. Actually, I might just do it right away for you. It is a best of 9 because we are playing the semi-finals. So that means the first 9 games will win this. That means we have a lot to show you guys. Show the scoreboard. Yes, there we go. So the first match is gonna, the first game is gonna be a. Let's see, Blackstar is playing French in red versus Nagayumi Germans in blue. That's interesting. I believe they started off with Japan at first, then Blackstar changed and Nagayumi decided, okay, I change as well. The French versus German is an interesting matchup, and I think a very close matchup as well. So that's for sure a good one to start off with. Both of them started with 200 wood in crates, and that's why both of them also took a trading post right away, as you see here. And now they're going to go for some additional treasures. Of course, keep in mind Blackstar is French, which means that he has an additional scout available on this map. And that means that he also should be able to get a little bit more scouting done. Not only resulting in getting the better treasures or more treasures, but also finding a few more of these goats around the map here, where you see those white dots, compared to what Nagayumi should get. Of course, Nagayumi should get a few as well. There are also goats on his side, and Blackstar can't scout everything. He finds one goat so far. This one he missed. Maybe he's gonna try to get it with the villager while he's herding this. Yes, it looks like he is doing so. While he's... Ooh! He should have been walking a little bit like to the left side here, not so much towards this top part here. But he will now work on the other hunt and bring that one in. Meanwhile, we might have no treasure contest. It's just an easy treasure without a guardian, and Blackstar's gonna catch himself a macaque, which of course can be used to target your opponent's explorer. And there's 90 wood over there. Blackstar found with his scouts, so I'm sure that he's going that direction anytime soon. Meanwhile, what's left? 40 XP, not that useful. Small corn treasure, something to grab up later. Get your hunting ducks in a little bit faster. And somewhere hidden here, oh wait, that's interesting, another 90 or 85 wood actually, quite close to each other. So Blackstar for sure found this one. I'm not sure if he already scouted that one as well. I saw a white dot here. What is it? Oh, it's just a minimap thing. Meanwhile, Nagayumi will probably go to this area of the map here because he already scouted like the center and the left part. Or will he go down and find his like additional gold mines and stuff? Looks like he might. If Blackstar is able to get both of these wood treasures, that will actually be a huge advantage. Like 170 wood plus I believe 40 wood. 50 wood he also found. 40 wood, wow. He already has 90 wood. So if he has this, it's actually too much. But let's see if Nagayumi... Oh, Nagayumi is going to go for a second trading post, it looks like. Both of them are aging up, of course. Let me bring up a few of these other tabs, by the way. Blackstar started with the trading post. That means that he didn't go for a market just for a house. And that means that he was going for the market right away as soon as he aged up. Getting in placer mines first because he probably did have the wood and the well, he did have the wood from the treasures, and of course he could either easily get him some food, and then he decides to do hunting dogs right after it while he was gathering some of this coin. On the other hand, we have seen a market also for Nagayumi and the second trading post. And keep in mind that German with a trading post is very strong. German with 2 trading posts is like very strong. So that's going to be really hard for Blackstar to deal with. Of course, both of these players are probably going for like a semi-FF with some raiding. Maybe Nagayumi has some interesting plans. We'll have to see, but there's no forward villager so far, so that means that there's not going to be like a rush or something. There we have Blackstar aged up, getting the steel traps second foot upgrade right away. Oh, and Nagayumi did find this treasure, it looks like, with his oh no, it's Blackstar, sorry. So Blackstar finds this treasure as well, meaning that he has now 170 and 80 or something, is 160 foot of wood, sorry, in treasures, crazy. Or was it 150 yet? Well, anyway, 150 or something in treasures, that's a lot, 250, sorry. I just woke up, keep in mind. Stable going up for the French guy, and no stable for Nagayumi. Is he going for a fast fortress, just purely shipments? Like 700 coin coming in now, and wow. We'll have to see what he's gonna do there. I don't see any village on the map, just a hero scout there. 2 first Ulan, of course, from the shipment, which means that I can now find out what he shipped. That is 3 settler wagons. And Blackstar does find the second trading post, although he doesn't really need to scout it. He can already see it in the top right side here. There's an icon here for a trading post when you have one, which you are always able to see as soon as the trading post finished. 5 hussars from Blackstar, pretty normal here. Starts with 700 wood. Rather than, oh sorry, no, 4 villagers then 700 wood, that's correct. He's gonna go for a Rex right away, rather than, let's see what he's gonna do. No second gold upgrade or something. 2 Rexes, okay, so he definitely wants to play aggressively here in the second age. And there we have exactly Nagayumi, maybe kind of anticipating this. He's going for 700 coin. You have to keep in mind, if you are as a German player, this way doesn't get anything done, by the way. Good response by Blackstar, getting his villages back on time. But you have to keep in mind that if you are going for a stable and some more Ulans, you will delay your age up, and that means it will be very close if someone like a French guy is going to push in with musketeers and hussars. On the other hand, you can get some more raiding done perhaps, which might be worth it, and in this situation he can still ship 700 wood while he's aging up. The German guy it is, let's see if he's going to do so. But he doesn't have much infrastructure here, has no other market upgrades other than the coin one even. So he doesn't have hunting dogs, he doesn't have steel traps, which means his economy is a lot less, and doesn't have a Rex up, doesn't have a stable up, so he's going to purely rely on shipments here. 700 coin for Blackstar, so he still has 2 options. He can either mess with that or he can age up with that. Looking at the amount of villages he has on gold, that is too much to just keep messing, so I would assume that he might be... Okay, no, he's gonna get some more musketeers. If you ship 700 gold, you already see how much gold he's stacking, 500 gold stacking. You don't need so many villagers on gold if you want to really mass a lot of units from your 2 Rexes and the stable. Maybe he's just going to go for 1 trading post and age up behind that. That's also a valid option here. Going with perhaps a few more musketeers to raid, while he's also raiding with his hussars. Minutemen being called by Nagayumi just to defend for his raid, because of course he lost his 2 Ulans, which means that he doesn't have anything else to protect himself. But he also shipped 700 wood, so he's now definitely able to get this infrastructure going. As you see here, 1 Rex, 1 stable, and this trading post, I think by the time that it dies, I think it already has like 3 shipments or something, which means that it's kind of worth it. I think this is the 3rd or the 4th, not sure actually. Blackstar does ship 700 food after, so he wants to get his... he's stacking so much gold, I have to believe that he's gonna age with this. He just wants to get his age up very fast, that's probably why he uses 700 food. That's actually a rather interesting thing. He takes out a trading post, that's a good thing. He's trying to do some damage, but I think by the time that he arrives at his town center, 8 skirmishers should be there. and he thinks probably the same thing. That's why he's gonna go back save his musketeers. You have to keep in mind, in this situation, Blackstar did invest a lot in these musketeers, which are not the most useful unit when you are fighting a German guy in the Third Age. If a German guy is gonna micro decently with skirmishers and uhlans and perhaps some war wagons as well, there we have the 8 skirmisher shipment, by the way, that means that the musketeers are just there. If 12 range, they get countered by skirmishers. Of course, they do decent in protection versus cavalry, but it's not like the ideal skirmisher dragoon composition that you want to go for as a French player in the Third Age. So the fact that he invested a lot in this, delayed his age up, as he's just now hitting the Third Age, it got him 1 trading post, but you see there's another raid coming in, by the way, which he will be able to defend, I think. Yes, he will. Didn't upgrade villager HP yet. That might be something that will be a disadvantage for him later on. I'll have to see how that's going to play out, because of course it's easy to kill those villagers with those high attack uhlans. And here we see 4 war wagons made, 8 skirmishers shipped, and it's going to be the first push from Nagayumi. And he will get 1 villager for sure. He won't get a second, I think, if Blackstar micros is properly. Yes, he's gonna hide in the town center right on time. And here you see that the musketeers, they do have to fall back because they just can't do anything versus skirmishers. It's just gonna be a micro battle. He's even calling Minuteman, but Nagayumi already kind of anticipating this, was already moving a little bit back. You saw that Blackstar moved the skirmisher so far back that he was kind of luring the army of Nagayumi towards the town center. But he's shipping 2 cannons, and that might be the best choice in this situation because he has so many musketeers available. He might even upgrade them. No, he's not, it looks like. This is a very logical choice because you have all these musketeers, and the only way to make them really worth it is to make the unit that counters a mass of skirmishers which counter your musketeers, and that is the 2 cannons, and that means that if any uhlans would come close, your musketeers can protect it. And also gonna mix in some cuirassiers. I'm curious about that because the way to counter this for Nagayumi is probably gonna be something like mass skirmishers. Well, actually, mass skirmishers is gonna probably get countered by cannons. I think the way to counter this is something like a decent skirmisher mass with probably something like black riders or war wagons to try to hit the cannons from range, perhaps with some uhlans smashed in if they get out of position. And that means that dragoons would probably be a better addition than cuirassiers. But I see in a way why he's going for cuirassiers. He's gonna get this raid on the left side here. 2 cuirassiers, of course, will be able to get these 2 uhlans. And he's now gonna mix in skirmishers himself. Meanwhile, we have veteran uhlans on the way. I saw it already was upgraded. 7 skirmishers after the 8 skirmishers. Wow, it looks like he is making some more skirmishers. Ooh, 2 uhlans did escape. And Blackstar now has upgraded his village HP. Around this time you're gonna go very far out with your villagers to hunt and hurt, and that means that village HP is really something you need. And this is also a nice move. It's hidden in the tree there, by the way, but he has 1 cuirassier there, which will be able to defend versus a standard kind of 2 uhlan raid, which you all know is very common from a German player. 8 skirmishers by Blackstar. Also eating his sheep to get a little bit more pressure going on, to get a little bit more units out as fast as possible. And now we see Nagayumi has to spread out his units and try to pick off as much as he can while not taking too much damage from a raid. This cuirassier is still chasing the uhlans there, which he will be able to take out. And we have, now this is what I mean, we have a few more war wagons trained, and now we have 2, 8, 9 war wagons or something. They will be able to decently fight versus these cannons. And actually the cuirassier should probably just smash into the... This is what I was talking about. These skirmishers are now kind of out of range from the cannons. The war wagons are tanking a lot of damage, but will take out the cannons. And then the skirmishers, finally they're going to go into the cuirassiers finally go into the skirmishers there. Because the problem is, as soon as these war wagons are going to target the cannons, the skirmishers are going to run to the back, and then you need the cuirassiers to target the skirmishers because the war wagons are busy with the cannons. So that means that your skirmishers, your cuirassiers will deal way more efficient damage to the skirmishers because the war wagons can't take them out so fast. Anyway, 3 war wagon shipment even from Nagayumi, and still a lot of skirmishers alive. However, the skirmisher advantage I think goes to Blackstar, and of course the army advantage in general goes to Blackstar. He did get quite a good trade with the cannons because the war wagons were sacrificed to take out all the cannons, and that means that all this infantry was doing a lot of damage to the war wagons in return. I will quickly adjust because I have a feeling that my sound was a little bit too high. Just let me know in the stream chat if anything needs to change there. So I was questioning the Cuirassier move before. Well, for sure Blackstar shouldn't have run back with the Cuirassiers here, but immediately went to the skirmishes as soon as the war wagons are targeting the cannons. But in the end I think the Cuirassiers did quite some decent damage to the skirmishers as well. So, but on the other hand I felt like 5 Dragoons or something mixed in, or maybe even a little bit more, might have been able to take out these war wagons faster. And maybe then have a cannon live longer. But not easy to call here. He's gonna go for way more Cuirassiers there. He shipped 3 Cuirassiers and has still a few Dragoons alive, and now he has 5 more Cuirassiers on the way. Now he's gonna pressure the gold mine. That's of course a good move. Nagayumi already moving to the other gold mine. This one of course depleted from all the gold gathering that he did so far. And now it's actually important to see who has the skirmisher advantage. It looks like the skirmisher advantage goes to Nagayumi. But the question is for how long, because he doesn't really have a lot of anti-cavalry. He's probably waiting his next 5 war wagon shipment. And Blackstar smells blood here. He's gonna go in. Oh, 9 Ulan. Ooh! That is really a good... oh, and even Ulan flanking from the other side. Oh, that is actually devastating for Blackstar's army. It's not gonna be a war wagon to protect first Cuirassiers. It's gonna be Ulans, which also can of course body block Cuirassiers. And that means that this war wagon in the back still does very good damage. Blackstar takes it out nicely. That's a good job. But he loses so many skirmishes to the double Ulan flank from the town center shipment from the right side from the stable. And this was actually a very good trade for Nagayumi, I would say. Although Blackstar is somehow able to... Yeah, he did have a lot of Cuirassiers there, and they are quite good. But it turned out into a quite even trade. Somehow it feels like a better trade for Nagayumi, but to be honest... that's... well, Cuirassier good unit, as Musketeer would say. Musket Junior would say. For sure, Blackstar did good in microing there. He moved a few of the lower HP skirmishers towards the middle so that the Ulan kind of got stuck. He targeted the war wagon decent as well to make sure that the really good damage that it does was not for long. And yeah, you have to keep in mind one important thing, by the way, in a battle like this. Yes, you can in a way kill the skirmishers with the Ulans and then get rid of the skirmisher count. However, the problem is that if you target the Ulans on the skirmishers, you will get attacked by the Cuirassiers. So in a situation like this, where there's not many war wagons left, meaning that would normally be the target for a skirmisher, it might be worth it to target the Cuirassiers first rather than the skirmishers, because the Cuirassiers are the unit here that deal the most damage, and you want to get rid of them first, because if you clean up the Cuirassiers with the Ulans, then you will for sure have an easy time cleaning up the skirmishers after. On the other hand, if you're gonna go clean up the skirmishers first, then yeah, okay, you get rid of the skirmishers, but you have all the time these Cuirassiers with 2 area and 30 attack doing constant damage to your Ulans, which will die to that. So maybe Nagayumi should have moved a few of these Ulans around from there to take out the Cuirassiers first. As well as Town Center Fire. I'm not sure where it was targeted. I hope on the Cuirassiers, but definitely should not be targeted on the skirmishers. So yeah, well played by Blackstar there, taking the 1-0 lead in this BO, BO 9, sorry, and yeah, this fight over here, Nagayumi was fighting there. I'm not sure why yet. He wasn't gathering from this gold mine. He still had like a few inches to move back. It might not seem much, but keep in mind that if you fight here, you are further away from reinforcements as well. For example, the 3 war wagon shipment. If you fight around this spot, you have it coming in faster. You have some more time with the cannons slowly moving forward. So might have been a better choice for him to move a little bit back. But as this, well played by both, but Blackstar played a little bit better and takes the victory here in the first game. Quickly bringing up the post game, you see that this economy is really getting ahead for Blackstar. Both of them shipped their villager shipment, but Blackstar had his upgrades faster and more steel traps, and you see how far he gets ahead there. Of course, German relies more on shipments, so he can make up for this disparity a little bit by just using some of these like free Ulans and stuff. But in general, like a military unit population, it was very even all along. and there you see a lot of skirmishers dying in the end. Some cuirassiers as well. I think this was quite even trade, to be honest, because yeah, more units of young Nagayumi died, but cuirassiers and cannons, the more costly units of Blackstar died. So, and here you see how many actually Nagayumi. This is crazy. Like Ulans, I mean, I expected that battle to be more even, or even slightly ahead of in favor of Nagayumi, but if you look at this, well, there were like 8 cuirassiers mixed in, 5 made, few dragoons left, 3 shipped. So yeah, not that much raiding going on. He picked off 1 village there. That was actually it for the raiding in that first game. Means we're gonna quickly jump into the second game, and I will update the scoreboard in there. Yes, guys, it's delay from moon to earth. I'm streaming on the moon. Like Blackstar says, he also put 5 musketeers in Madame. Oh, we see that Nagayumi's ping is not the most ideal at the moment. Usually Nagayumi is yellow-green as well. They live in Japan, and Japan is quite far away from the EU, and that means that because of the distance I see them always as yellow-green. But it shouldn't be yellow, to be honest. Okay, so it's a BO9. The first one to take a 5 victories will take the series home, and we are currently going into the second map, which is going to be Hudson Bay. Hudson Bay, like the old version of Saganai. Okay, looks like we have a change here. It's not going to be, what was he, India or so, something before? Okay, now his ping looks good. Oh, for a second. Anyway, it seems that Blackstar responding with means that he's probably realizing the yellow ping as well, which means, of course, that it's for sure not me. Anyway, maybe we have Russia versus Aztec on Hudson Bay. But maybe Blackstar doesn't really want to play versus Aztec on this map. That's also another option. Of course, both players have to be comfortable with the matchup here. That's the civilizations that they choose. And if they're not comfortable with it, then they have to change around. As long as it needs to get a good matchup that both are fine with. But I'm not sure Blackstar is at the moment. Okay, it is a tournament game, so for the lulz is definitely something you can go for you guys viewer entertainment, so to say. But he has to make sure that he wins this, because if he only goes for the lulz, then it might be his end at some point, which of course in a tournament match you don't want to have happening. So let's see. Of course, Blackstar is a good player, so maybe he can make something happen, but it will definitely be hard, because I think that a lot of players feel that Aztec does have a advantage, although probably slight, but does have an advantage in this matchup. So, second map gonna be Hudson Bay. You guys must have seen it a few times already. Can spawn in two variations, one being the green version, one being the snowy white Siberia version, as we see currently. And that also means, by the way, that it is a little bit harder to go for water, which actually is better for Blackstar in this case, because Aztec is a better civilization on water. You can't, the Aztecs here, this little part of the land here next to the coast, you can't build on it because it's frozen ice, and you can only walk on it, and you can build a dock on the outskirts there. But that means that you are in a harder position to defend your boats on the water. On the other hand, the other guy is also in a tougher position to attack the water with towers or stuff like that. Anyway, Blackstar here in red, going for Russia. Interesting that he, just a small detail here, he's not picking up his 100 wood crate. That means that he wants to get this age up as fast as possible, because Russia is a civilization that generally wants to age with 14 villagers, and they sometimes have a little bit of idle time in the town center. Even if you herd properly, as he's doing now, you see that these musk ox are quite close to his town center, meaning that he's very he doesn't have much walking distance. I would really like to see him shooting these musk ox before they run further away. Just like this one, it should be shot now so that he makes sure that it's dead over there and doesn't walk away. But anyway, this means that he has less walking time, does faster gathering, does a faster age up. But still, oftentimes there's a little bit of idle time for Russia, and to prevent that, and just to prevent a slow aging time, you might sometimes want to just leave this 100 wood crate around, just gather 100 wood for your house, and then age up as soon as possible. Aztec, on the other hand, decent as well. Pretty good, 2 herds, two dead oxes here. Gonna bring in this herd. Of course, on a map like this, I believe you can't age with just the 4 musk ox, or you can barely actually age with that. Yeah, I think they can barely actually age with it. But it's good to bring in the second herd already anyway. Regarding treasures, Blackstar 40 coin, Nagayumi 40 wood, Blackstar a native scout, which is very, very nice. Gonna put it in stealth mode later, of course, find some army movement, some raiding, etc. 80 XP as well, meaning that his coin trickle will come in a little bit faster. And then 90 coin as well, which is gonna be used, I have to assume, for a relatively early steel traps, which really gonna play into the hands of Russia, because the economy of Russia is better than Aztecs. However, the early rush from Aztecs is better than Russia, which is probably why we're gonna see a forward base from Nagayumi, like perhaps somewhere here on the map. And Blackstar, I think, might have to go for a defensive blockhouse, maybe somewhere here, or maybe even actually here to protect this. I'm not sure. But if they would both go for an aggressive style, then usually the Aztec is the guy who's gonna win it based on the shipments and based on the unit variety that they can produce from one warhead. They can produce the skirmisher type unit, the cavalry type unit, and the pikeman type unit. While Russia, of course, can only produce the skirmisher and the musketeer type unit. Does have Cossack shipments available too, in fact, but can't produce any more from the Rex. Okay, we see that this treasure 125 wood is found by both players, but then again we have these conversions here from Nagayumi. Blackstar nicely snipes one of these with a crack shot, trying to get the other one, but Nagayumi runs away with it. And now actually we have an almost full HP war hero from Nagayumi taking down the oh, let's not bring that up, taking down the hero from Blackstar. But Blackstar brings in his scout to kind of equalize the battle, and also Nagayumi aged up, which means that his hero is has more attack and more HP. And actually, I think that he's gonna trap this scout, because of course when you attack the scout, it's gonna be slowed down. But I actually thought that the speed of the scout should be more. We see there a defensive blockhouse, by the way, as expected, and so should Nagayumi. I'm not sure why he let it go. Oh, we have some other interesting strategy coming up from Nagayumi. No forward warhead. He's gonna do a little bit of a Kinesis style here. He's gonna wall himself up, and Blackstar does find it. That means that we know that either one of two things is coming in: a water boom or a semi, or actually probably maybe even FF, like a boom and then going to the third age. We have to check his deck to be sure, by the way. Blackstar did go for a water deck, so he has the option to go for some ships later. And Nagayumi is not going for a water deck at all. He's going... Oh yeah. This is kind of a Blackstar... I feel this might be a Boneng based Aztec play. This card, I've seen Boneng use it a couple of times on his stream, and it boosts your hero and gives him like a crazy area damage. So then if you put your hero inside a batch of, let's say, 20 Stralas or 20 Musketeers from Russia, you just do an insane amount of damage, and you can revive your hero from the war pit, and we'll have to see how it's going to play out. He's going to go for a very boomy style 3 Warrior Priest first. Of course, that will be they will be targeted on the fire pit, and they will do this this nice little dance here. Let me bring it up for you guys. It means that they will generate a lot more XP, and that means that of course your shipments will come in faster, which is very very good for a boom. However, I'm really curious. I mean, this is... He's gonna take out a scout which was trying to block the wall. He's gonna take it out with a town center. So he's gonna wall himself like to the max. But oh, is he gonna get it on time? He should realize that the Cossacks are coming in, so he should be moving his villager towards... Oh, he's also moving another villager already. So he will be safe and he will not die to any raids. What is interesting here is that, yes... Oh no, Blackstar did ship 5 Cossacks. I was like thinking maybe he does make a few from his stable, because these Cossacks are not useful at the moment, which means actually that these 5 Cossacks is kind of a wasted shipment. Maybe he thought he could come in on time because he was also preventing the wall from going up with his native scout. But as a result, as he couldn't do so, the result being that the Cossacks were kind of wasted. Yeah, so I'm really curious to see what Nagayumi is going to go for. 5 villages to continue his boom, and then yeah, he definitely has to go for a third age relatively soon. I have to assume. I'm not sure what else is gonna be the case here. Probably 600 coin next shipment and then age up. But Blackstar on the other hand recognizes the defensive position. Thinks like, okay, I'm not gonna try to bust in here. It wouldn't make much sense. There we have 600 coin, by the way, so he's gonna age up for sure. So what he's gonna do on the other hand is very smart. We saw a similar thing happening versus Kinnessy. If you missed that series, by the way, be sure to check it out. It will be on my YouTube channel later today. Videos are still processing. That is youtube.com/VennyVidVCW, and there you have the videos from his tournament, and the other videos are on Interjection channel. Interjection videos, that is. But back to this game, Blackstar is going for a 3 trading post boom, which means that he also is going to upgrade the trading route anytime soon. He hasn't done... Or has he? No, I think he hasn't. It should look different if he has. So he will probably go for that. That's why he also shipped 700 wood, get some more trading post in, get the stable, the house, and I have to assume that he has steel traps. Yes, there we have it. This was a very early steel traps, by the way, which was also helped by the fact that he found 90 coin early as a treasure somewhere around the map. So back to Nagayumi. After 600 coin, he is aging up, as you see there, which means that he... the chief, yeah, I have to assume that boosts your chiefs in another way, but he's gonna make War Priest, by the way. He's not gonna do the XP dance for now. He's just gonna boost as much on the fire pit to get probably 10 War Priests out, to then have a really good either boost in, for example, XP in the third age for your shipments, or production, but that will only come into play later, I have to assume, or war attack dance, like a really great boost on your attack for every unit that you have. 700 coin from Blackstar, so he's gonna age up for sure as well. And a little bit of scouting coming in by this polar bear here. Look at his teeth, by the way, he looks really scary. He's still on full HP, which is basically a 252 HP tank that you can use in your army. Blackstar is gonna pick up and make these Cossack useful, pick up a 135 XP treasure, and that means actually that we have all the... Oh, this one is bugged. Nagayumi picked up... what did he pick up there? A native warrior or something. Oh yeah, there we have it. He picked up this Cherokee rifleman. So basically all the treasures on this map have been found by either player, except for a kind of useless 30 foot. And Blackstar aged up. So actually the 700 coin was not really used for the age up, only part of it I believe, because he was already aging. Nagayumi aged up as well. And what is Blackstar gonna do from here? Nagayumi can go for like an Mace Hot-Tin Eagle composition. But then Mass Strellas I think do pretty okay-ish versus that. So he's probably gonna mix in some Coyotes as well. That's why Blackstar is probably already starting with some Musketeers, I think, as kind of an anticipation. Don't have that much experience in this matchup, to be honest. But Blackstar just gonna scout around the map here just to find out if there's anything trying to hurt that hurt towards town center. Warhead gonna be. Wait, I have to check Nagayumi's deck again. It might be an FI, looking at like the cards that he has here. 15 Coyotes, 24 Mace Hot-Tins, even 7 Skull Knights. We'll have to see what he's gonna come up with. Of course, he will run out of food like in a few minutes. That means... Oh, yeah, look at his food. He has the resource available, so he's gonna go for an FI, for sure. And then he's gonna push out, and then he's gonna take map control and get the resource that he needs again. Blackstar, on the other hand, decides to mix in some oprichtniks. He's gonna go for 6 ship, and he made like 4 or 5, trying to take down his wall as soon as possible to do any damage. Maybe he's expecting some kind of FI, because there's no pressure coming from Nagayumi so far. Meanwhile, Nagayumi is gonna use the fire pit on these, on making these warriors. And it looks like Blackstar is just gonna go for the fire pit with the oprichtniks, which is kind of a nice move actually. Oh, he's going for the priests. Not sure. I think I would have just sieged down the fire pit, to be honest, to make sure that the priests couldn't do anything more. The priests are actually quite good in fighting, as you see over here. I mean, 360 HP and 30 tech, that's not... I mean, that's quite okay, to be honest. So, I think I would have just sieged down the fire pit to prevent the dance. Because as you see here, Town Center Fire Warhead, some of these warriors, Nagayumi still has 7 priests left. And that is actually quite decent. So... This attack was held off by Nagayumi. Also, of course, his hero tanking a lot of damage, 1400 HP. And I have to assume that he's gonna be... yeah, he has villagers dancing as well, so he's probably gonna get 10 warrior priests again. I can't see what he's dancing on, but I think that's good. That's what he's gonna do. Blackstar was also, by the way, keep in mind, he was not only scouting for this herd to be reherded towards town center from Nagayumi, he was also doing like a scouting pattern from his part to the coast towards the top. Which means that he also found out that Nagayumi was not fishing or anything, which of course is important to know to perhaps to change your strategy. 2 cannons shipped from Blackstar, and seeing that Nagayumi aged up, he might want to push in again. However, the problem is that he doesn't really have enough units, perhaps scared of like some Skull Knights and Coyotes or something like that. There we have an age up with the 2, 4, 5 Skull Knights, or 6. Maybe he's gonna go for like an all-in Skull Knight push, I'm not sure. Oh, he did ship the Smoking Mirror, which is that card that really boosts your... Look at this, 1900 HP, and this Swashbuckler attack of 330, meaning that if look at this hero, by the way, I'm gonna show it for you guys. Skull Knight's in the back. This hero is gonna run up to the Musketeers, preferably from Blackstar. There they are. And if he's gonna come close to the Musketeers, he's gonna do this special ability and really like take down like... 6 Musketeers in one instant shot or something. These Skull Knights will have an easy time with these 2 Cossacks, of course. And we'll take out this knight. Ooh, but if these Skull Knights are clumped up, and there, by the way, you have the 7 Skull Knights shipment, which of course, because Nagayumi aged up, our champion Skull Knights right away. And ooh, these cannon shots were really nicely targeted. They already take out 2 Skull Knights. Musketeers take out 1 Skull... Okay, look at this. Ooh, is he gonna... What's he gonna do? He has to... Ah, the training post is blocking him. He's not gonna... Ah, this is so unfortunate. He's not gonna get the Swashbuckler roundabout attack or whatever you pronounce it, or is it off. I'm not sure if this was like well positioned by Blackstar. To be honest, I think it was a little bit lucky. The trading post blocked Nagayumi. He couldn't get to the Musketeers and couldn't do his thing. However, he has his war... his fire pit is on... was on reviving the hero right away, and instantly it's just gonna be brought back, and there we have it. This is what I saw him winning stream. It's quite fun to watch. Let's see how he's gonna do this time. He has to be sure to target the first Musketeer and not run in too far. He's gonna target the cannons, but he's gonna die. Okay, look at this. There we have this. Okay, so what you see here is, let me press down the Alt key. You see he was targeting the cannon. Okay, he decides I have to take the risk to take out the cannon, which he did. A lot of Musketeers were damaged, some died, but the most important thing, he took out one of these cannons. And when he wants to push in with the Skull Knights, but the cannons are the issue. So if he takes out this cannon, And there we have the hero, by the way, revived once again. There we go. Round 2. So currently I feel it's like 1-1 in this round. The first round went to Blackstar, the second round went to Nagayumi. Let's see who's gonna okay the other one first. Okay, oh sorry, the other one first. But the thing is, Nagayumi has to take out his cannon, because then he can smash in the Skull Knights with perhaps even like Mazel Tins in the back. He is gonna produce Skull Knights from his fire pit, because he's in the 4th age, then he can do so. So as long as he doesn't have to revive his hero, he can produce Skull Knights, which are of course a very crazy unit. 450 HP, 0.2 range, melee resistance, 30 attack with 2 area. And now we have the 24 Mazel Tins shipments, and this is what I'm talking about. If this hero can take out the cannon, which Blackstar is gonna protect with his life as best as he can. Ooh, nice dodge, by the way, nice dodge from this cannon. And he's not gonna get in. He's not gonna get in. He has to do it now. Otherwise he's gonna lose his hero again. This is definitely gonna be 2-1 for Blackstar, because the hero didn't do any damage. I like that Nagayumi tries to go for the cannon, but if you see that you can't get to it, I feel just do the roundabout attack on the musketeers to get at least some damage going on, you know. So yeah, the Skull Knights take out a training post, but they have to run for their lives, because these cannons will take off huge shots. Look at this. Is he gonna get like 1 Skull Knight and a half or something died? Like 1 Skull Knight died, the other one lost his skull or something. What does he have on top even? It's like huge arrows. But the hero comes in again. And nice micro by Blackstar. You see it, he's moving his cannons away, because this hero, there's one problem, the hero is quite slow. But he will get it off, yes he will. Look at this. Bam, bam, bam. 2 cannons instant die, as Blackstar would say. They die instantly, annihilated instantly. And that means actually that this is already this is a 2-2 in this boxing round here. This cannon still has to be taken out before Nagayumi can really push in, but there we come again, revived from the fire pit, and there we go for round number 5. Round number 5, yes. These Cossacks will all the way. Oh, a little bit of miss micro there, and that means that Nagayumi will take it out. He still can do this round attack, I feel. This was just a normal attack. But oh, the Skull Knights, what are they doing? Yeah. Of course, oh, more cannons being brought in from Blackstar. I missed that he has an artillery foundry, but let's have a look at this battle. Nagayumi decides to go back again, because this amount of cannons, 3 cannons, with the musketeer protection, they will take out this, even though it's a good army, they will take out this army of Skull Knights. Skull Knights are very slow, by the way, keep that in mind as well. Meanwhile, Nagayumi is now trying to hurt on this left side, but Blackstar finds it. He knows, of course, Nagayumi is pressured for resources. So far, by the way, Nagayumi isn't really using many resources. He's only producing Skull Knights from the fire pit and relying on a few shipments like the Mazel Tins. And he's also gonna... Oh, Blackstar, nicely. This is also a very good move. Just guarding the upper hand here. In case Nagayumi is gonna hurt it, these 2 techniques will kill them right away. Hero coming in again, but 3 cannons will take it out before anything happens. I think that Blackstar did see that game of Boneng, by the way, on his stream some time ago. But it's really nice that Nagayumi is going to bring this up. And we have 3 more cannons joining the battle for Blackstar. Ooh, but we have a skill raid here, although it's not going to make much happen. And by the way, at this point you have to keep in mind that, look at the army count. It is very even, yes, that's true. However, look at the villager count. It's like twice almost the amount of villagers for Blackstar, and it's not just twice the amount of villagers, because the upgrades for Blackstar are just... Oh, let me take a look here. Nagayumi has only done hunting dogs, while Blackstar has done hunting dogs, 2nd food upgrade, and placer mines. I'm surprised to see that he doesn't have amalgamation because of all the cannon production. So there's one thing that Nagayumi can indeed do here. If you are facing a cannon composition, it means that your opponent has a slow-moving army, and that means that mobility is to your advantage. Like skull raids, like just going with your army around and going to the, for example, maybe some kind of base trade. If it goes to the heart of Blackstar's base, Blackstar has to pull back, which he's doing now right away. And this hero is gonna run out, but I feel that there's enough protection here. For the cannons, and of course the cannons themselves, if they target the hero, they will do quite good damage as well, because a cannon shot is like 200 attack or something. Ooh, look at this. They might get off really good shots here. Yeah, that is like, well, they took out more of the trees than the units, but it was a pretty decent shot, because a lot of the Skull Knights are on very low HP, and he's not even building a warhead to protect this area, but Blackstar can slowly just push in, because I feel that maybe Nagayumi should actually be stop using his hero thing. Maybe he should just ship like Arrow Knights or something and try to deal with this. He did upgrade his Mazel Tins, and he did upgrade... Yeah, Mazel Tins twice. because your skill knights of course get auto upgraded, but your Mace Tins don't. You have to do it from the warhead. This warhead is gonna die right away. He's still producing skill knights from the fire pit at a quite fast rate. Of course, 10 war priests, or only 7. Did he actually let me count this. Did he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he rebuilt his 10. 10 is the limit, of course. And he's using his mobility as much as he can, by the way, as you see here. He took out the bottom trading post, now he takes out the top trading post. And ooh, this is a good. Yeah, this definitely gonna take. Well, actually, yes, he will. He shoot. Well, that went actually. Yeah, he's gonna take it out. Problem is, he has not much left to deal with the Cossacks. Oh, there's the hero coming in again. Ooh, yes, the Cossacks, of course, are very fast. And the Musketeers are going to be targeted on the Skull Knights as best as he can. He took out a lot of the cannons, but he also traded away many of his Skull Knights for that trade. And he was just able to catch Blackstar out of position for a little bit of time. And there we have the hero. Look at this. Did you see that, by the way, spinning around like crazy? Taking out like the last 3 Cossacks. And now we have a hero, 0.1 resistance, not that much, but 1600 HP left to tank. And of course, new Skull Knights going to be brought in one by one. Kind of, yes. And now they will deal with these Musketeers, and they will also probably deal with these few Cossacks left. Blackstar needs more well, he has enough Musketeers to deal with the Skull Knights, but he needs more Cossacks to deal with the Mace Tins. Not the best micro, if you could have pulled them a little back, but his main target now is to take out the Skull Knights. And he is not really succeeding in doing so. He pulls the skulls back nicely, saving them for, of course, when the Cossacks come in, which is right now. There he's gonna go, use them again. And by the way, so far Blackstar has shipped 17 Strelets. I mean, like, really? Where are the Strelets even? He shipped 1k wood. Did he make a second town set? I know he did not yet. It was probably for the artillery foundry and the cannons. So he's gonna take out this army, and now there is the, of course, infinite 20 Mace Tins shipment, which is quite good. And now he's gonna take a trading post line himself, which of course will really help him in getting up his economy, because Blackstar already upgraded it. And maybe he's gonna even take like another trading post there. He also still has his warrior alive because of the purchase that he did. It was actually a nice move, I have to point out, by Nagayumi. Using his mobility, he went with his army like in this way to the top, forcing Blackstar to react to that, making sure that his warhead lived, I believe. Blackstar really has to get a good mess out before he's gonna push in again, I feel. 10 Coyotes are upgraded to Elite, not to Champion yet. And Blackstar has not shipped any card for his cavalry. He's shipping 5 Tartar archers, like really? Why do you ship 5 Tartar archers versus this? I never saw the 70 Strelets. Did they die to Cossacks? I mean to Skull Knights somewhere? Or also interesting, he's not going for C, he's going for a mill rather than C. Which means, by the way, that Blackstar is now a little bit on the back foot, because map control has gone to Nagayumi, which means that he has access to this food, he has access to this gold mine, and to this one, etc. Which means that Blackstar now is forced to go into mills and plantations. I'm actually quite surprised. Oh, finally we see the Schooners card coming in, which means that he can for sure make a low-cost 40 wood boats here, if he's going to build a dock, which he does have the wood for. There we go. And Nagayumi now going to take the second trading post. So this game is not over yet, but it's really swung into the favor of Nagayumi. However, Blackstar is going to go as defensive as he can with all the 4 cannons already ready in shoot mode. And Nagayumi does have a good Skull Knight force here to smash it in, perhaps. Blackstar still has the Meerman available, but ooh, that's a very nice shot. Look how this Meerman's dying. I feel Nagayumi should just back up, mass a bigger army, and take advantage of the map control that he has at this point. Ooh, another 12 Coyote shipment. And are they upgraded yet? No, not yet. They are still elite, not champion yet. Oh, he was taking a 3rd trading post, so Blackstar posted some Cossacks here to prevent that from coming up. The dock is there, so he's gonna slowly make some boats there. And there you have the 3rd trading post coming up for Nagayumi. Meanwhile, Blackstar is just... Is that his 70 Strelet? He's gonna ship 13 Strelet? Is he dead? I don't get this. Like, I mean, 17 might be like okay, but at this point I would rather ship my cavalry HP card, or even like Boyar's card, than 13 Strelets. Or even ship like 1k coin. Oh, he doesn't have 1k coin. Maybe like 9 months sure, but he doesn't have the gold, of course. Interesting. Maybe he felt like he had to prepare himself to block off anything. Of course, Strelets are not the best units, but they do help in blocking off anything that wants to come close to the cannons. So you can make sure that your cannons will do all the work, as long as nothing can really come into them. Meanwhile, another blockhouse coming up, more defensive structures, of course. And yeah, for now, let's see what his plan is. He has only 1 town center, but he has, of course, 3 ducks, and he is going to lose these ducks. Again, Nagayumi is using his mobility to his advantage. And keep in mind, you guys out there, I know you guys are here from all levels of Age of Empires, but mobility is one of the things that is like key as well in a strategy game. If you are not able to deal with your opponent right away, because he has the better army but the slower army, like with cannons or stuff like that, just use the mobility to your advantage and keep playing around his cannon mass. Attack at the top, attack at the right until you have a good position. And now it looks like Nagayumi decides to go in. The cannons will do decent versus Skull Knight. Look at how Blackstar is targeting the Skull Knights, is doing a good job with that. And he also uses everything he can to block the cannons, to block the Skull Knights from getting to the cannons. The problem is though that these are very weak Russian units and there's just too much of a mass available for Nagayumi. And he's also building a dock to deal with the boats from Blackstar, and that means that Nagayumi is in a very interesting way gonna deal with this mass here from Blackstar, and this takes this game, which means that we are now in a 1-1 situation. Just a quick summary there. Blackstar went for a defensive position because he expected Nagayumi to go for aggression, probably as being Aztec. Nagayumi did not. Blackstar, I'm not sure if he missed scouting that or that he just decided I'm still going to go for defensive blockhouse. He found out about the wall. He decided to ship 5 Cossacks to try to harass his opponent. However, Nagayumi was spot on with getting the wall on time, which means that the 5 Cossacks actually a little bit of a wasted shipment, putting Blackstar a little bit behind there. Then Blackstar decided to go for a push, which in a way I liked, but then it didn't really work out as he planned. The Warhead town center and these Minutemen from the Warhead were able to deal with it pretty okay, combined with the priest with a lot of HP. I mean, the attack is decent, it was like 30 attack or something. The attack is decent, but the HP is like crazy, 360 HP. And rather than, for example, taking out like a few houses with the Optechnics or the fire pit, he didn't really do much with it, and like 9 Optechnics died. From that point on, he still did quite good, taking the trading post line, boosting his economy, still had a lot of villagers. But this strategy was very interesting for Nagayumi. Of course, going forth means that you have a lot of good shipments available, you have access to Skull Knights. Mazeltins do very good for his Russian musketeers, as you saw there. As soon as you take the cannons out, which he was doing nicely with this interesting strategy from his hero. I think he took a page out of Boneng's book there, but of course they are practicing partners, both from the Japanese community, and I think they just share their insights as well. So he did a nice job. I think as I was counting on the rounds there, the KO rounds, it was like 3 or 4-2 in the end for Nagayumi. Blackstar did a good job in protecting his cannons and making sure that the hero could not easily get to it. In the end though, the mass of Mazeltins and Skull Knights was then too much, and the hero got off a couple of nice roundabout attacks and took out enough cannons to then push in with the rest of his army. And yeah, good game, well played by Nagayumi. Quickly gonna bring out the post game. There you see the big economic advantage from Blackstar. I think it was okay for him not to build a second town center, but just going for more aggression. And there Nagayumi did lose some villages. That must have been the operate on the left side, and maybe another one that I perhaps missed. But you see low villages, but still a lot of XP available from all this killing with the cannons. And look at the resource gathered. This is crazy. It's like if you bring this up, resources. Blackstar gathered more than twice as much as Nagayumi. But yeah, Skull, it's a good unit as well. And there we see this fast addition of Skull Knights. Here he's gonna ship Mazeltins. There he's gonna probably revive his hero. He's gonna make Skull Knights, revive his hero, make Skull Knights again, and revive his hero, etc, etc. Yeah, so good game. Interesting strategy, always nice to see that, of course. This game, it's of course a little bit older. but it's still a very nice game because there are still some changes to the meta, and there's not just like these kind of strategies that do work from time to time, but it's also for example new like more general strategies. What I was about to say quickly is that what I was about to say is that sometimes the strategies still change. Like for example, the trading post thing. A lot of years ago, trading post was not something that people took a lot of the time. It was like an undervalued, underrated, perhaps thing in your strategy. However, like last 2 years, the trading post thing is really something that's used a lot, especially with civilizations like German and French. And that is one of the changes in the meta that just changed over time, and people still develop like new things there.
Ready?
And
yes. Yes.
And another thing is, for example, in a Japanese mirror, which we have currently up, the meta changed as well. It is not just anymore like a lot of shrines over the map and mass Ashy Wars in the Second Age. It really changed into like either the, let's say, Kinesi based style with defensive Yumi and walls, or like the Blackstar based style where you just go for a semi-FF. And this semi-FF thing is really something that that proved to be a very good strategy, which I think kind of originated from Blackstar's play. And so we have still a lot of things, well, some things changing here in the way that the mid game is played out on in Age of Empires. And of course, new strategies can come up every time. Oh, before I forget, let me quickly check. This is okay, this is okay. Well, the good thing is that it's a Japanese mirror. That means that this... yeah, he has a hurt back there. The second one is like... yeah, this is good to go. Just get confirmation from the second caster from the Japanese community. Sometimes Siberia does have a few issues here and there with the map, but luckily we have a Japanese mirror, and then also it doesn't mean as much as in another matchup, because you need to hurt much more. Here they're just both gonna shrine the hurts anyway, and it doesn't then matter as much anyway if it's like 1 centimeter further. On the other hand, I still feel that the hurts are just evenly enough. I mean, these three are like in the same location more or less as these three, so I think it's okay. So we have a Japanese mirror coming up. Interesting to see. I think that they both just choose Japan on this map as well, because they feel that this map sometimes has further hunts, and that's just why Japan is just a good civilization to play on this map. So basically, they start off with a consulate first, and oh, actually, there is one thing though. The gold mines are way worse for Nagayumi.
Yes.
I just missed that the gold mines, like Nagayumi has only one gold mine, nothing in the back, so I think that this is just all the gold mines from Nagayumi are way too far in front. I feel that there should be a rehost. The thing is, of course, it's gonna come down to a lot of IC wars as well, even though there might be some semi-FF and stuff like that. And I just missed early on there that the gold mines were... Blackstar has 2 gold mines in the back, which are of course very hard to raid. Much harder to raid, I should say. And Nagayumi had only 1 very front left, and the other ones were up front. So I feel that it's too much of an unfair map for him. So it's better to rehost it. We might have to go through this a few times. Sorry for that, but we want to have the best conditions possible for both players. So I'll try to do my best in porting that out where it's necessary and needed. Just waiting for Uking, or however you pronounce it, maybe some different Japanese pronunciation, to ready up, and then we can continue this BO9, by the way. So there are a lot of good games for you guys still coming up, and keep in mind we also have a later semi-finals between H2O and myself, around 17 or 18, like 1800 GMT, I think. But for now we are in this BO9, and being it currently 1-1 in the score, there's still a lot to go for. Yeah, this looks better. Hunter, there. Gold mine in the back, gold mine in the back. Yeah, I think this is good to go. Yep. Okay, so we are gonna still then play this this game. It's gonna be on Siberia, the 3rd map in this best of 9 series. This is currently, for anyone who just tuned in, welcome again. This is currently the round of 4, otherwise known as semi-finals, in the Age of Empires Spring Championships. Be sure, everyone, to check out eso-community.net, because we have a lot of information there, help on questions that you might have on gameplay, recorded games, videos, a betting system as well. Oh, by the way, I have to mention that it's fake money that we bet with. We bet with points, just to be sure there to get that out. And also a lot more other interesting stuff, discussions as well. And we have a few more things coming up, which will be announced later. So keep an eye on that for sure. But we have now a Japanese mirror coming up here on Siberia in this 3rd match between these 2 very good, skillful one-on-one players. And a Japanese mirror on Siberia, yeah, it can go... I'm very interesting to see how this goes, because there's probably not going to be that much aggression, because after all it is Siberia, which means that the distance between the 2 is quite a lot. As well, you have a defensive tower. And also there's just so much to shrine that if you shrine a lot and your opponent doesn't shrine a lot, you have a much better economy. Having said that, there's still an option to shrine a little bit less and go for like an earlier fast age up, like an earlier age up to the Fortress Age. Oops, we have a little bit of a treasure fight here. Blackstar is gonna take that one, it looks like. He probably was working on it, and Nagayumi tried to get it, but he wasn't there on time. There we have the smoke screen ability, and Blackstar decides he wants to scout a different way. Actually, he has... Oh, I was about to say, he has a shrine up. Both of them have a shrine up, yes. He wants to want to look on the left side here, because he already scouted this path with one hero, he scouted like this path with the other hero, and now he wants to go to this side and see what he can find there. Oh, he has, by the way, there we have it, 90 wood available, which is basically a free shrine. Nagayumi found 50 wood and 50 wood, which is also a free shrine. Blackstar found 50 wood just. And that only means that they were gathering less wood in the first place, because they already calculated into their build that they found 50 wood. But this 90 wood means that Blackstar can instantly put down an next shrine, because with the card that they assume both play, yes, Heavenly Kami, it means that with the Heavenly Kami and a Portuguese ally, your shrine costs only 75 wood, which means that there's already, as you see there, a shrine going up right away. Nagayumi is gonna take an 80 foot treasure there. We see that Blackstar aged a little bit faster. He skipped a villager for that, or delayed villager production, I should say, because he's not gonna skip it at all, like skip it as a whole. You just delay the villager just to get his wonder up a little bit faster. On the other hand, we see Nagayumi, no, not building it with the villager. So both of them just put down their wonder. Of course, it's an Asian wonder, and they built by themselves. Of course, slower than if you task some villagers on it, but they built, and that's the main thing here, which means that you can use your villagers to gather more resources. Because especially in a mirror, everything, all play comes very, very tight, of course. So every additional resource that you can sneak in will be translated into more shrines or earlier shrines, and which is actually what this is all about. In this mirror matchup from Japan versus Japan, we have to keep an eye on the population here, because that indicates how many shrines each player has up. So currently Blackstar is 1 shrine ahead, 50 versus 40, which is basically comes down to this 90 wood treasure, which is of course a little bit better than the 80 food that Nagayumi found. Then, what can we see here? Yeah, I think it's going to be like a few Ashy Wars with, so the standard 600 wood shipment for villagers, perhaps get ×2, and then aging up, and then my apologies for that, it was very late yesterday. What I was about to say is Ashy Wars a little bit, then aging up to the 3rd age, and then we have possible variations like heavy H3 wars with Ashigarus and perhaps flaming arrows, or someone aging up to the 4th age abusing flaming arrows even more with the 4 flaming arrow shipment and stuff like that, and of course honored Ashigarus. So far I'm just gonna see how this is gonna play out and comment from there, because there's a lot of variations. You might even have something like a change in the consulate from let's say an H2O based style from Japan, where you have a little bit more time on this map, and you might try to sneak in the Dutch ally and then do the bank thing, which will boost your coin income of course, and then swap it again to Japan for improved unit stats. So 110 versus 100, it's actually just the same build, except that there's one more shrine from Blackstar. What you see, by the way, is that Blackstar is doing a little bit more to get shrines on the other side of the map compared to Nagayumi. Nagayumi has, oh yes, actually 2 shrines there, and Blackstar has 1, 2, 3 shrines on Nagayumi's side. The good thing is that you deny, of course, the gathering there. That doesn't mean Nagayumi can't build a shrine there after all. On the other hand, these shrines will get taken out a little bit faster because they are closer to Nagayumi's base. And that means that it's easier for the Ashigarus to walk to that point. 130 versus 130. What is Blackstar going to do? Oh, okay, Blackstar is going to take a trading post. That is something that you don't see that often, but it can be very useful. Because, of course, if you have... Actually, this is a very interesting play, because usually a trading post is, of course, quite an investment if you do it so late. What most people do, like with French and German, they build a trading post relatively early, having it work for them all the time, and then having the advantage of being like 1 shipment ahead of your opponent, meaning that you can push a little bit better in the 3rd age, compared to his, like say, standard shipment rate. If you take it so late as you do now, it is usually like a questionable decision. It can also be a market upgrade, can be units, can be faster fortress, etc. However, on this map with the defensive position, and actually, I mean, let's be honest, you do have plenty of food available, because both of them actually shrine the whole map, as you see. There's just no food left to be shrined. There can be 1 more shrine here. There can be like 1 more shrine soon, whatever this herd goes. And then you just have food available, so you might as well take a trading post and have like this slower, but from the 6-minute working XP boost for you, because it will just mean more shipments in the 3rd age. Nagayumi is doing the same thing, but he's even going to take it 1 step further, and he's going to make a 2nd trading post, which will mean that if Blackstar is not going to work on taking out either one of these trading posts, he will be behind on shipments, and then he has to make it up with upgrades. But let's see how that's gonna play out. Both of them have done the upgrades there. Blackstar is ahead in upgrades, so of course Nagayumi invested in the trading post, means that Blackstar has already the blanket filters. That's the first like upgrade for every resource. The one before Imperial Bureaucracy. Oh wait a second, no, that's this one. Civil Servants is that. This is the first gold upgrade. And why not just gold 1 and gold 2? It's like way easier for me. Anyway, Flumen Ditching is the 2nd gold upgrade, and after that comes in Imperial Bureaucracy. So we see that the trading post is the advantage for Nagayumi. Blackstar is ahead in economy. Shrines 180 versus 150, meaning that Blackstar also managed to get a few more shrines. However, we see that this shrine has only 1 animal There was another shrine like here which also has only 2 animals, so there is an additional shrine, yes. It will boost a little bit of your economy, yes, but it doesn't make that much of a difference yet. What does make a lot of difference is that he's now going to use Ashigaru's here to take out the trading post from Nagayumi. And we see that Blackstar is going for the more economic build 4 villages twice, while Nagayumi goes for 600 coin after to age up as fast as possible. Just using the 8 crossbowmen as some protection. And Blackstar also using the 8 crossbowmen. That's very standard from your consulate. What we have seen, for example, like way back in the WCG from H2O is that changing your consulate a little bit faster to Dutch, I believe before the 8 crossbowmen, and then using the consulate only to do the shrines, changing it to Dutch, maybe even, yes, I believe use 300 export for it, and then get the economy boost going with the bank from Japan. However, the thing is that it of course takes some time, and because it takes more time, your opponent will be able to either siege more shrines of you, or he will be able to age up faster. Either way, Blackstar is either is also going for 5 musketeers shipment, and Nagayumi now aged up. Nagayumi is working on this shrine here from Blackstar with 8 crossbowmen, or sorry, is it 2, 4, 7 crossbowmen? However, that will of course take some time because their siege attack is kind of dumb, only 10, while Ashigaru have more than twice as much. Blackstar is aging as well. I'm not sure why you shipped 5 Ashigaru. I think, okay, yes, you have some more pressure. Yes, you can take out a few more shrines. I like that he leaves this shrine alone, to be honest, because there's no deer there. So just spend your time on destroying more useful shrines for Nagayumi. Oh, he's even gonna take out 1 Yumi from Nagayumi with the crossbowmen. That's nice. But why 5 Ashigaru? I'm still not sure. Anyway, he's aging up in the back himself, which is very important. You don't want to be too much behind your opponent who ages up right away. But you do see already, by the way, 8 village disparity. That's just the basically 2 times 4 village shipment there. And 190 versus 120 population. So Nagayumi has to make something happen. What is he going to do? He's now going to grab his army together with the monkeys as well. But then Blackstar is going to go for an Ashigaru raid on the left side. And he even like this... I think they took out 1 shrine. But it's going to be so slow. We have a battle here on the right side. And actually the interesting thing to see though is that... No. Oh, of course Blackstar just aged up, so it's the same. Yeah, the problem is that there's just too much army for Blackstar here, so Nagayumi can't really engage there with only in the same range. He's now waiting for his monkeys, which is actually quite a good thing there. But when the Ashigarus are in range, I covered this a few times before in other videos, if they are in range of your units, they have just plenty of attack and will just deal with it totally fine. And now Nagayumi calls Minutemen, but that means that Blackstar will just run away from this. He was held off here on the left side by these crossbowmen, so both of these players had to micro a little bit on both fronts. He's decided to take these Minutemen nonetheless. Nagayumi ships 1000 boot, that has to be like a second town center or so, but... Oh, sorry, I missed that. He is aging up, that's why he was not making any units. He aged up. And Blackstar is going to do the same thing, by the way. Look at his army count. He was just continuing a little bit more of the aggression. Just because he wants to take out a few more shrines from Nagayumi. And actually I think this is actually the better strategy. It's like you're not like really behind, you are just slightly behind, but you do have the pressure you can put on your opponent. You can take out some more shrines. There's now like more than 70 shrine difference. I think Blackstar is on max shrines, to be honest. He also... I'm not sure, maybe he's not on max, but just on max population. He has a lot of shrines. And he's aging up behind Nagayumi while doing some pressure. So while having a better economy, and that means that before Nagayumi can push out, he still has to move all the way across to Blackstar's part of the map, which of course means that Blackstar has more time available to prepare for that. However, Nagayumi ships 16 Yumis, and yeah, he is going to upgrade them to Honored, I believe. They're first Disciplined, then they're going to go to Honored. This shrine, by the way, lived. And look at this now, by the way. Nagayumi is... This is nice. Blackstar is going to rebuild some shrines on the shrines that he took out from Nagayumi. Also, there were 2 shrines from Nagayumi before. Blackstar makes 2. Here again he makes 1, I believe. Second one in second. And this shrine is now going to be taken out. But Nagayumi is forced to build shrines in useless spots because he needs the population. And he also needs a little bit of the income boost. But Blackstar has all the shrines in good position, so... he also shipped the Shogun, which of course Shogun and the Daimyo Masamune will boost your army by quite a bit. And of course you will be able to train flaming arrows from there. Blackstar decided to ship 2 flaming arrows. Interesting, by the way, he's also working on the 2 cherry orchards. Nagayumi is almost out of food there. He does have his shrines on wood, not on food. He does need more wood now because he has enough food available. But the thing is that Blackstar invested already in his infrastructure. Nagayumi did not yet, meaning that Nagayumi will soon have to ship cherry orchards as well. But honored Nagayumis of Nagayumi, you can't underestimate them. They have just crazy attack. If you see at this point, 180 HP, 36 attack is like what the fuck really. Anyway, Blackstar did make some more. He shipped 4 flaming arrows, and this is something that he can then take. I'm not sure why Nagayumi is staying here for so long. Look at this. These flaming arrows, 2 shipped while he was aging up, by the way. 4 shipped when he aged up. Okay, but to be honest, the Shogun is gonna come in. Oh, he's nicely saving this daimyo. The Shogun was gonna come in and soak up a lot of damage for sure. And he also takes out. Oh, he's gonna nice block by Blackstar. Oh, he's gonna take out the Shogun. He should take out the Shogun. Yes, he's gonna take out the Shogun. I think this was not the best trade by Nagayumi, to be honest. He lost a lot. He killed a decent amount, but there's still quite some flaming arrows left. And the problem is, yes, he aged up with the Shogunate, so he can remake his Shogun, but it's gonna cost like 400 gold or something, like quite a lot. And then we have Blackstar Shogun. And I'm actually surprised because wow, this is like. I don't get this. This is a huge mistake, to be honest. He shipped his 4 flaming arrows to his daimyo, but he can't protect it because Blackstar has the arm advantage. The daimyo is gonna die. He was even accidentally targeting a few of these shots went to the trading post instead of to the army, and this is just this is very unfortunate. This game could have gone on a little bit longer, but yeah. Too bad. Nagayumi probably felt he had to make something happen because he lost so many shrines, and Blackstar was just doing, like I said, more economy, more shrines, more villagers, more upgrades. And basically just playing the same thing as Nagayumi, but then a little bit more pressure, a little bit more economy, and a little bit behind, that's all. Yeah, so Nagayumi pushed out, not with the most success. Blackstar dealt with it nicely. I'm still a little bit surprised. I feel that if Nagayumi had just waited for 4 flaming arrows, imagine 4 flaming arrows. What did he ship actually? Yeah, 6 Nagayumis. Imagine if he shipped 4 flaming arrows and then pushed with the Yumis. I mean, the Yumis would have done so much better because then it would be flaming arrow versus flaming arrow and Ashigarus versus Yumis. And we all know that Yumis are gonna beat Ashigarus if they are in a decent number, especially because these Ashigarus were not even honored but only disciplined. So maybe Nagayumi was a little bit too overzealous there, overeager, sorry. But yeah, what can I say? Well played by Blackstar. His Japan is just very good. He knew when to push. By the way, also here he knew that he should be pushing out to make sure that there's not going to be like a close-by army messing up. A daimyo can train units, a daimyo can receive units. There were still Yumis left, so he took it out right away, which is just good choices made by him. Quickly bringing up the post game for you guys to show that you have this difference in villages. Like from this point, it's similar to the game versus Kinesis, I believe. 8 villages up ahead and much more economy to work with, meaning that you can also waste a little bit more units on trading versus an army, or trading versus economy, or versus shrines or villages, stuff like that. And the military unit count, you see here that Nagayumi was even ahead, but Blackstar has 2 plus 4 flaming arrows shipped, and that's why this army was dying so fast. Yeah, so the question is even if Nagayumi should have stayed there. Maybe he thought his Yumi would be a little bit better than they in fact were, but that was not the case, and that means that we have a 2-1 lead for Blackstar right now. It is best of 9, so a lot more to come, guys.